Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So to let you guys know, I'm currently working on the Araxi guide that you guys have all been asking for. It may take some time, but in the meanwhile, I thought I might as well finish the Guard Wars 1 series. So without further ado, let's get on with it, shall we? So to start off, let's learn a little about bandos. Now this is going to be a melee guide, although you can use mage here. Bandos has no weaknesses, although I wouldn't quite recommend to use ranged here as his range defense is very high. His combat level is 624 with 40,000 life points. He is also aggressive and does not poison you, and his max hit can hit up to 3k. However, he has no special attacks like Krill, so he is a really much easier boss. Moving on to the requirements. You will need level 70 plus in your combat stats and the completion of the Troll Stronghold quest. You will also need either 60 plus strength or 60 plus agility to enter the Guard Wars 1 dungeon. You will also need level 70 strength to enter the bandos encampment and a hammer. If you've got one in your tool belt, that will work fine. Now if you're also new to this dungeon, you will need to bring a rope along with you, and also don't forget your climbing boots. Here is a list of some useful items. First up, we have adrenaline and replenishment pots. Now these are useful to have if you're planning on getting faster kills. So you can start off with the berserk and then rotate through your thresholds and bleeds such as assault and slaughter. Next we have the Stone of Jazz boost, which increases your damage by 5%. Now to get this buff you have to go to the Glacier's Cavern. Easy way to get there is you can use the Fairy Ring in Yanul, or if you're maxed you can attune your max portal there. The Enhanced Excalibur, which gives you free heals every 5 minutes. Now to unlock the effects of this sword, you need to complete the Hardseer's village achievements and then speak to the Lady of the Lake and she will sort that out for you. Next we have the Bonfire boost. Now this could save your life as it boosts your HP. So all you have to do is add 5 logs of the same type in a row to a bonfire, and you shall get a boost depending on what logs you've used and how high your fire making level is. Now this also stacks with a thermal bath, the Ancient Elven Ritual Shard. Now this restores 37.5% of the player's total prayer points over 30 seconds with a 5-minute cooldown, like the Enhanced Excalibur's effect put for your prayer. Now if you don't have this item, don't worry too much about it. Magic Note Paper. Now this one is very useful to have as it will allow items to stack in your inventory, which will save you plenty of space. The Totem of Intimidation. Now this is a really good one to have unlocked as it allows you to skip the kill count at Guard Wars dungeon, except for Nex. Next up we have the War's Retreat portal. Now to access this location you need at least combat level 60. Once you have that, you will also need a kill on the boss you want to attune a portal to. Then you will have free access to that boss and a bank if you are struggling on staying on long instances. Now this is a good one, the Advanced Gold Accumulator. This will collect all of your coins for you so you don't have to move if you plan to AFK bandos. Now to unlock this item, you need to buy this from the rewards trader in the camp south of Daemonheim, or from Wyvern in Prif. It will cost you around 1.5 mil in dungeoneering tokens. And another good item to bring is also the Spring Cleaner. Now this item can either break down certain drops into components that create it or alchemize them for you. And finally, an extra familiar pouch. Always make sure to bring an extra pouch if you plan to stay the whole hour, as you do not want your bits and bobs dropping on the floor. Moving on to the gear. Now as you can see, I've displayed 2 presets here. Now these are just example presets, you don't have to have the same preset, but if you want to use it, go for it. So to explain, the top preset is more for the people who are with lower levels or lower gear. Now I'd highly recommend try not to AFK with such low gear. So for your armor, you can use Trimmed Masterwork, Regular Masterwork, Malevolent, Refined Anima Core of Zaros, Torva, Regular Anima Core of Zaros, or even Bandos like I have. For your weapon slot, now you can use either of the tier 92s, a Noxious Scythe, Drygores, Dragon Rider Lance, the Twin Furies Blade which are called Blade of Nymora and Blade of Avaris, Elder Rune Swords +5, Attuned Crystal Daggers, any of the chaotic weaponries that you own, or even a Saradomin Godsword. Now during this video for the lower tier, I used a lucky Saradomin Godsword, as the special here is amazing, providing free unlimited heals and restoring prayer points as long as you have the 50% adrenaline required for it. In your necklace slot, now you can use the Saradomin's Whisper necklace, a Brawler's Knockout necklace or the Blood Brawler necklace, Amulet of Souls, Reaper necklace, and finally the Essence of Finality necklace. In your ring slot, I would highly recommend using the Luck of the Dwarves ring to increase your chance of rare drops. However, if you don't own one, you can use a much lower tier version of that ring, which is the Ring of Fortune, because looking at the current price right now of the Luck of the Dwarves, it's pretty expensive. so you could also use an enhanced luck potion as an alternative. Now this will work the same way as using the Ring of Fortune, and the potion lasts 1 hour, which will give you then a ring spot open using another ring for more DPS boosting. Now in your Scrimshaw slot, you can decide if you want to bring a healing Scrimshaw such as Vampirism, or you can opt out for an Illuminated God book for the extra combat and prayer stats on it. Now you don't have to activate the book, but just wear it. In your ammo slot, you can bring your Tyrian quiver for the extra prayer bonus, or opt out for armor spikes. In your cape slot, if you've got the Tok melee cape, use that cape over any other cape you have. However, if you don't, you can use a comp cape, a max cape, strength cape, or skill cape, or even a fire cape. Moving on to the auras. Now for lower levels, I would recommend the Vampirism aura, but if you're feeling brave, you can try the Brawler's aura instead, which provides you with the melee accuracy. Now I wouldn't quite advise to use the Berserker aura unless you know how to handle your HP, as the aura does increase the damage you take. Now as for the high levels, I'd suggest the Berserker aura instead. As for your inventories, now you can use my inventory setup or organise it how you feel is right for you. So for the lower levels, I have the Grand Potions that you can buy off the Grand Exchange. Now sadly, they're not combined, which means they will be taking up more space in your inventory. So we have the Grand Attack Potion, the Grand Strength Potion, the Grand Defense Potion separately. Now you're probably wondering, why are there 2 of each? Well, if I'm planning on staying the full hour, this is exactly how much I will need to bring with me. So once you have your stat boosting potions, make sure to bring prayer potions or super restores, a familiar filled with food, and an extra familiar pouch. I also have my enhanced Excalibur for those free heals, and some magic note paper, an ancient Elven ritual shard to restore those prayer points, but like I've said before, if you don't own one, don't worry about it. For the higher levels, now you can do the exact same thing. Either use my setup or just bring the best of your items you have. Now with this one, I did something different. I brought a yak and its scrolls instead of the notepaper, as the scrolls allow you to send an item to the bank. So in the next part of this video, I will be showing you how to get there via 2 ways. There will be a picture of the route from Berthorpe and a video of the route from Fremenic, so don't forget your rock climbing boots. Now once you've arrived at the dungeon, climb down the rope. However, if you are new to this dungeon, you will need to bring a rope with you to do this. Once you get down the rope, run to Bandos' encampment and start getting your 40 KC. Also, bear in mind, this is not God Wars 2, you cannot go to bank once you've got your KC, otherwise you will have to redo the whole KC again. Once you've got your 40 KC, you can now enter the Bandos lobby safe area. However, if you have the Totem of Intimidation, you can just skip the KC and go ahead and make your instance straight away. So before we go in, make sure your instance is set right on the fastest mode. Now turn on your Vampirism aura, put your prayers on and pot up. So once I'm inside the instance, I like to hug the south wall in the centre, because there are 2 minions closer there which allow me to take them out using my AoE abilities such as Cleave, Quake and Hurricane. And right before Bandos is about to die, I like to use the Saradomin Godsword special to get a nice heal off him. Now there isn't any mechanics for the fight other than maintaining your HP. Now the Blood Brawler's necklace and the nice heal from the Saradomin Godsword spec, combined with the Vampirism aura, should be enough to sustain your HP. Now if you find that you are struggling, use Soul Split instead if you have that unlocked, or bring along a Scrimshaw of Vampirism. Now in this instance, this is for the much higher levels and higher gear, who are after faster kills. Now as you can see, I've switched on my Berserker aura, potted up, prayers are up and went in straight with a Zerk, followed by a bunch of thresholds. So that pretty much sums up this guide. Now if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, subscribe and ring that notification bell and share with your friends. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.